Hey everybody, thanks for watching another episode of 5 Minutes. We're glad you are. I want to talk about something. We'll try to get this done in 5 minutes, and it's kind of an interesting thing that God's doing in this time of our lives, this time of the church, this time of history, is He's bringing back again the fivefold ministry, but He's also got this seven mountain understanding, or the 7 areas of influence. Now I want to correct something really quick though for you. There are those out there that believe that those who teach on the 7 mountains or the 7 area of influences, they believe that you get these 7 area of influences dominated by the church and then Jesus returns. That's just not what they're talking about at all. And at least it's not what I'm talking about for sure. If there's anybody out there teaching that, like we're going to dominate every area of society, then that's going to create Jesus returning, that's just a false teaching. That's not what we're talking about. So let me tell you what we are talking about, okay? First of all, let's look at the fivefold ministry: apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, teacher. They are there for the equipping of the saints, right? That's everybody who's in church. Those 5 ministries are supposed to be equipping people to function the way Jesus did, which means for works of service or works of ministry. Now, only about 3% of people are called to a pulpit style in the church ministry, which means you have 97% who are called to influence the world in some way. Now, what's the purpose of those areas of influence? It's super simple: to bring people into the kingdom, to get people saved. And how does this work? So the fivefold ministry, right, all 5, they're equipping the church to function like Jesus did, meaning everybody can prophesy. Everybody can minister healing. Everybody can minister in words of knowledge or discernment. People can minister in deliverance. People can minister in comfort, in help, in love. You name it, every believer in the church is supposed to be able to function in this way in whatever it is, wherever your area of influence is. So where is your area of influence? That's the next question. Maybe you're called to the business world or the medical world, or you could be called to arts and entertainment. You could be called to anything, and you're supposed to be taking the ability to function, being equipped by the fivefold ministry, into those areas of influence to win people to the Lord, to set direction for their life, and to cause them to become who they are supposed to be. So when you should be in a church that's equipping you to hear God, prophesy, minister healing. You should be equipped to minister as Jesus did in the world. Then what you do is you go into your area of influence in order to win people to the Lord and to move up even in that area of influence. Now, what are the 7 mountain guys talking about? Well, the church sits here, right? And we complain that our churches are being shut down, that we're being dominated by this and dominated by that. We don't like this and we don't like that. Well, if somebody who's a kingdom person doesn't get to those higher places of influence to change what's being thrown at us, then you can't complain. If we get up there and we start manifesting the kingdom of God in those places with gifts of the Spirit and gifts of God and the fruit of the Spirit in those areas, we'll see them change. So what are we supposed to be doing? You go to church for what? You're part of a body for what? To be equipped, to minister like Jesus, to take it to your area of influence, to one day bring in reformation. Now, what is reformation? Reformation is when everything changes. When God comes in and His people step up and say, we're not taking this anymore. We want to see things reformed into a kingdom manifestation in our day and our time. So that's what we're talking about. So you have the fivefold ministry, equipping the saints, 4 areas of influence in order to bring the kingdom and people to get saved, to bring in a reformation down the road. And so that's how this whole thing is going to work. You'll see it. You'll see it begin. So get into a church where the fivefold ministry is there, where they function. If you're in a place where it's all pastors, well, how are you being equipped? Can you prophesy? Can you lay hands and see the sick recover? Can you minister deliverance from somebody? Do you know how to cast out demons? Can you respond to anything that might come your way in your area of influence? If you can't, then what are you doing there? What is the purpose of it? You need to figure that out. And so I'm praying that the whole church figures that out, and we all get it figured. And we thank you for it, God. So I pray that that helps you. Hopefully it gives you a little bit more of an understanding. It's just a broad understanding, but we'll talk to you next time.